Hi everyone, it's Vahid Razavi. Event for GoAmour, humanity's last hurrah or the start of love on the first of each month, 6 p.m. Pacific time. This is going to be a new event series. There are also a number of wonderful events that are being held this year on August 6th that I will include on our site as well as in our newsletter. Conversations need to focus on current events and what's taking place today. Places like Ukraine, Sudan, Gaza, West Bank, wars in Yemen, and Syria, even the assassination in Iran. We have a great number of speakers, musicians. Dr. Carl Blake.
If we think of our last hope for humanity, the first place we should start is in artistic expression. This piece is called Magnolia.
It has been now 300 days plus of inhumanity that we're witnessing in Palestine and the occupied territories and Gaza. There is no food, no water, women that are giving birth with C-section without anesthesia, kids that are having amputated legs without anesthesia. How many eyes have been taken? How many babies have been starved? How many mothers, how many leaders have been killed? Put an end to this. We all have that right. We all can stand up and say our part. In 1993, doomsday clock was 17 minutes away from the striking midnight. Now the threats have grown. It's not just nuclear weapons, it's AI. The atomic clock is now at 90 seconds or less. And what does the richest man in the world do? He goes and applauds alongside our congressman. Is he looking to go to Mars and have his rockets put out flames that burns humanity on the way up? I'm sure there are diamonds up there and lithium and other resources that you can exploit. So we don't have to get it from Congo, from Africa. That I'm going to review the principles of GoAmour. Kamala Harris says, these principles did not fall out of a coconut tree. You should take them in context. Iranian American that has seen war, that had to come here as a result of a war. I had a spiritual journey that took me to synagogues and mosques and Buddhist temples. I found a community where Dr. Carl Blake performs his music, and it's a church of fellowship of all people. It's multi-ethnic diverse. I can't tell if people are Asians, Hispanics, Black, White, Middle Easterns. They all come there. That's what the world should be like. Jesus died on the cross, but he begged for water and he shouted out for water. And they gave him vinegar, made him more thirsty. The kids in Gaza today are shouting out for water, which covers most of our body. The water they're given, it's got polio, it's got typhoid, it's got cholera. It's 2024, people. How is that humane? How can people that order those kinds of men to go to battle receive applauses from our Congress? How dare these people applaud these actions? And I'm going to talk about the principles of love. These are just a start. So I'd like people to add to this list and make it longer. So the first principle of GoAmour is the golden rule. The emphasis on others. Do unto others as you would want to have them do to you. The second rule is to choose freely, without prejudice and judgment, to your own cravings for knowledge and isms and affiliations and organizations and ideologies and religion and even artificial intelligence. You have the power of free will. Point number 3, which is the ability to terminate or continue a subscription to medicine, to knowledge, to institutions and AI. You should be able to cancel memberships. This whole notion of subscriptions is a pretty scary one. You know how it's easy to subscribe to services and news articles and journalists, news outlets, but then when you try to unsubscribe, good luck finding the button. It just isn't there. So people need to have the right to be able to cancel and be able to pay for services and ideologies as needed without long-term contractual obligation. Why do I need to pay for a newspaper that produces one article that's based on truth and the rest is based on false? Why should we have to support that? I want to just buy that one article and view it and support that journalist that wrote the truth. And I don't want to subscribe to the rest of their agenda. I don't care if you're Republican, if you're conservative, if you're Democrat. You want to subscribe and unsubscribe. You want to be able to read your content that you want to read. Why are we hooked in these lifetime subscriptions? Even medicine. They put out a drug and you got to be on it for life. Well, come on with better drugs that cures people of illnesses, as opposed to having a subscription that every week or every day you would have to take it on. And number 4 was something I learned in college here in the East Bay in Contra Costa from a great psychology professor that I had, and he would talk about Erich Fromm's book. And Erich Fromm was a psychologist, and he was Jewish, anti-Zionist, and he wrote the book The Art of Loving. And The Art of Loving has 4 basic principles that I want to share briefly, and that is to love with knowledge, respect, caring, and responsibility towards all others, as defined by the writer. With knowledge, you have to know the person. You have to know the entity. There's only 2 ways to know people. Either you spend time with them, you study them, share their pain, their suffering, or it's through torture and pain that you cause them, through the inhumanity. And he talks about knowledge through love. Number 8, a commitment to oneness, a oneness with our fellow beings. We need to see past religion labels, see past nationality, past color of our skins, past borders. Number 9, forcing on quality of existence and not just mere quantity of prolonged existence. Finally, number 10, add your own to this list. This is just a suggestion list. Who knows? I really don't have a clue in terms of how lengthy this list should be. As long as you agree with the first 9, I welcome you to add to this list and expand it. I'm going to share a video of Pride 2024 in San Francisco.
I am Palestinian, I am trans, and I will not be weaponized for the genocide of my people. I will not be weaponized for the anti-Semitism my Jewish comrades are facing. All of you are Palestinians today.
Back in February, I did a video in support of Julian Assange, and I brought up the case of he talks about knowledge through love. That was tortured by the CIA, flown in various camps, sued the U.S. government, and the case was dismissed because of state secrets. This is San Francisco, 2 people. Welcome home, Julian. We're glad that you're with your family. Wynne Kaufman, while teaching, she also dedicated herself to various social justice movements. So Wynne, thank you so much for being with us.
Something I just want to say, I love your points of love, and I love this idea that, you know, people who really want to reject the violence of, look at this Gaza war, which is just the inevitable conclusion of what Israel was all about from the very beginning. He's free now, and Palestine will be. Not that many people know about Western Sahara, and so I thought, okay, great, this is my opportunity. Spain colonized Western Sahara in 1884, and it was an area that was populated mostly by Berber tribes.
I wanted to know, what was the name of the nonprofit organization that you wanted folks to donate to?
Karama Sahara. You go to the website, just Karama Sahara. It rhymes with Sahara. KaramaSahara.org.
Okay. 2,000 signatures on No Ethics in Big Tech site, asking that they condemn the genocide in Gaza that's using autonomous weapon systems, that's using killer robotics, and the response was silence. And they terminated my relationship with the campaign. Western humanity died that day that they terminated Osman, and they remained silent.
But I'm going to speak about love. Maybe it hasn't been officially declared that we are in a world war. Palestine versus Israel, is it Russia versus the US? After being fired from Stop Killer Robots.
Osman, thank you so much. I really appreciate your participation, you speaking. At the same time, I want to introduce our first comedian. Amy, thank you for joining us.
There was this post I was reading about a guy with heart failure. 2 people commented underneath like, hey, you just need to take some almond butter, mix it with hemp seed-based protein powder, it'll be okay. And it was crazy because the post was an announcement that he died. It doesn't have to be permanent. We can reverse this.
Is there a charity or organization you would like to support?
Food Not Bombs is good, and there's an East Bay Food Not Bombs that is accepting donations.
Our next comedian is Kazim Rahman.
Listen, yo, Vahid, we're being watched. We're definitely, there's no way, there's no way this isn't the NSA right now sending us a warning. I'm getting fired tomorrow. That's probably what's going to happen.
That's hysterical, Kazim. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
being a
me.
part of tonight's event. Which charity would you like folks to donate to?
Like a catch-all because they go everywhere. So if anytime someone like wants to donate to something, it's like I want to donate to something and I don't know where to start because it's like, well, I don't want to donate to like Goodwill and I don't want to donate to like Red Cross and all this other stuff. Okay, well, Doctors Without Borders.
Consider donating to those if you want to support this event. This is from a Palestinian anonymous artist, and I can't mention their name. I want to thank Dr. Carl Blake, Wynn Kaufman, Osman Noor, Amy Don't Blame Me, Kazim Rahman, the anonymous donor of the music, and most importantly, poet Rafat Alari for sharing his poems before his death from Gaza. Participate, call your elected representatives, demand a ceasefire, demand that we can have another last hurrah next month. I hope tonight's event brought a different set of insight to you all. If you care for this content, share it, subscribe, and please get the word out. That's all I ask. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a great audience. Thanks for all the support over the years. Bye-bye.